Hello, this is James Song here. Welcome back to the TOEFL show. This is episode 5 of the TOEFL show, and we will learn another TOEFL reading question type in the TOEFL test. So let's get started. Okay, so if you look at the screen just below my face here, episode 5, the question type we are going to learn is sentence simplification. And as I already told you in the last 2 episodes, we're going to read the full paragraph because this is the first time we are covering 5th paragraph. So we need to know what is going on for next episode and ultimately summary question type because it's all related and connected. So we actually need to read this paragraph in full, come back, and tackle this question type. Okay. All right. Let's get started. If you remember from the previous episodes, all these human actions of logging, firing, and clearing the forests, which naturally we think it's bad for deer, okay, that affected white deer negatively. You know, their population went down. However, black-tailed deer population went up because of human action. And paragraph 4 finished without giving us the reason why black-tailed deer population went up. So I'm quite excited to start reading paragraph 5 to find out the reasons why and how the black-tailed deer population went up. Okay, so let's get started. Obviously, following on from last episode in paragraph 4. So now it's paragraph 5. Straight off the bat, the causes of this population rebound, so that's black-tailed deer's population going up, increasing, are consequences of other human actions. Okay, so what did they do other than logging, burning, and clearing the forest? First, the major predators of deer, such as wolves, cougar, and lynx, have been greatly reduced in numbers. Okay, that's interesting. So whatever, I mean, they destroy the forest as the previous paragraph told us. So that didn't really affected black deer that much. they don't tell us anymore, so we have to just take this as is. But it affected black-tailed predators very negatively. So black-tailed deer is like, oh, great, all my predators are dead. Okay, so that's the reason why black-tailed deer population is going up. Second reason, conservation has been ensured by limiting times for and types of hunting. Okay, so I think it was paragraph 2 or 3 that humans hunting to protect the crops exterminate deer's population, right? So they realized they need to put a limit on how many times they hunt and also types of hunting they are doing. Okay, so conservation obviously means protection. Okay, so maybe a new law, okay, or government regulation or whatever that may be. Conservation has been ensured by what did human do? Limiting times and types of hunting they are doing. So they limited the hunting that humans do, so less black-tailed deers are being killed. But important things coming up. But the most profound reason for the restoration of high population numbers, okay, so the most important reason for the population increase has been the fate of the forest. Okay, so fate, destiny. Okay, fate of the forest. So humans burn down, destroy the forest. So forests must have changed. Okay, they pretty much flattened the forest. I presume burning and killing and clearing a lot of trees. So it became kind of a flat ground. Okay, so they destroy the forest. So after humans done that in paragraph 4, the previous episode, fate of the forest has changed. And this new fate, new destiny is actually helping black-tailed deer to increase in numbers. Strange. Why? Tell us. Let's have a look. So great tracts area, great area, so large area of lowland country deforested by logging fire or both, we know that from previous paragraph, have become ideal feeding grounds for deer. Wow. That's very surprising. That almost doesn't make sense, but we'll take it. How? How is this possible? Why? So clearing out the forest became more ideal feeding ground for the deer. Okay. How? In addition to finding an increase of suitable browse like huckleberries and vine maple. So actually they're understory food source like huckleberry and vine maple, suitable browse. So browse here referring to suitable food source. So actually it's surprising, but because the forest has been cleared, this understory plants refer to the episode 1 understory, like underlayer vegetation of the forest. So the small plants that grow on the ground has increased in numbers. Wow. Lucky for them. What a coincidence. It's a pure luck. Yeah, I'm sure. So that's one reason. Arthur Norson, longtime game biologist in the Pacific Northwest, found quality of browse. So browse these things, their food source. For example, huckleberry and vine maple on the ground, plants on the ground. Found quality of browse, food quality, in the open areas, not forest, to be substantially more nutritive. Okay, so it's such a fluke. It's a good fortune. Okay, but first, not only quantity of their food source increased, but also their quality of food source has gone up. Okay, it became more nutritious than before. So this, I guess, these two things. So the most important reason, okay, for black-tailed deer's population going up is after clearing the forest, destroying the forest by humans, it had a new fate, okay? And the fate made this open area more ideal feeding grounds for the black-tailed deer because they had increased number of food source in quantity, and also their food source became more nutritive, means better quality. Okay. In detail, to explain how it became more nutritive, more nutritious. The protein, okay, it has more protein now, probably, than before. Protein contents of shade-grown vegetation. So shade-grown vegetation, this may be a little bit hard for you because shade-grown is like shade, shades appeared by tall trees. So this must be when it is full forest before it was destroyed, because if the forest is cleared, it's like an open ground. So it's not going to be under the shades by the tall trees. Okay. So protein contents of shade-grown vegetation, meaning in a full forest before burning, for example, was much lower. So protein contents when it was full forest was much lower than See, clearings means after human logged and burned and clear the forest. Okay. All right. So that for plants grow in clearings. Clearings here means after forest was destroyed by humans, when it was like a flat and open ground. So protein contents has gone up after they clear the forest than before. Okay. So that's detailed sentence to support previous sentence. Okay. Yeah. Very surprising, isn't it? Okay. Lucky for black-tailed deer. Yeah. So we understand the reason. So it's pretty clear now. Okay. So let's start covering this question type. Which of the sentences below best express the essential information? Okay, so it still needs to have essential information, the most important, basic, fundamental information in the highlighted sentence in the passage. So the question type we're looking at is sentence simplification, as I highlighted down here. Okay, so they're going to give you a sentence, they will highlight it, and they will shorten the sentence in much more condensed, summarized format with just the key information in it. Okay, so they'll shorten the sentence with only the most important information within the sentence. Okay, so I call it like a summarization, question. So it's simplifying the sentence. Okay, so it still needs to have the most important information in the highlighted sentence. Okay, so what would be the incorrect answer? All right, so it will be incorrect if it changes the meaning in important ways. Okay, so if the information in answer choice is wrong compared to the highlighted sentence, or it's slightly important meaning is slightly changed, then it will be a wrong answer. Okay, or leave out essential information. Okay, so if it doesn't have important points, then it will be a wrong answer. So right answer would be shorten sentence with all the key information in there. So this is the sentence simplification question time. Okay, so let's solve this question. I have already comprehend this highlighted part, so I'm sure you understand, but let's just quickly reread it. In addition to, so there are two things. First of all, finding an increase of suitable browse like huckleberry and vine maple. So the steps you need to take to tackle sentence simplification: first, divide the sentence into parts. Okay, there may be 2 parts or 3 parts within the sentence usually. Okay, so this is the first part. Second part, Arthur Inarson, longtime game biologist in Pacific Northwest. So that's the second part. And the third part, so really the important thing is the first part and the third part, isn't it? Right? Okay. So there are 3 parts to this sentence. So first part is they get larger quantity, more food source in quantity. Second, Arthur and Larson, found out that what? So second reason, quality of their food source to be more nutritive. So quality became better. Quality became more nutritious. Okay. So if I rewrite the sentence, okay, before looking at the answer choice, I would write Arthur and Larson found that Food source, I'm paraphrasing, okay? Food source quantity has gone up, and food source quality became more nutritive as well. Okay, so that's how I would rewrite this sentence. Okay, this is very important because sentence simplification is not true or false. It's not like a detailed question. So you cannot solve this question perfectly every time unless you truly understand it. Okay, so strategy would be a little bit similar to rhetorical purpose question, in that I would strongly recommend you do what I did just before looking at the answer choices. Rewrite the sentence in your own way, condensing, reducing the sentence into only the important points. Then your mind will be in the right direction. Then go and try to confirm your answer with the answer choices A, B, C, D. That's what I would do. And obviously, students who do really well follow this strategy, as I have shown you. So let's look at A. Arthur and Arson, long-time familiarity with the Pacific North helped him. Bit iffy. I think it's already wrong here. Helped him discover. No, it didn't helped him find anything. He's just saying he found that, meaning he has realized, he has found out, he learned through his research. Two things, right? So he didn't receive any help to discover a certain area at all. So this is way off, right? Where the deer had an increase in suitable browse. And also, it's critically wrong here because it's only talking about quantity increase, okay? It's not talking about quality increase at all. This is not mentioned. So A is sure to be the wrong answer. B, Arthur and Orson found that deforested feeding ground, okay, provide deer with more and better food. Wow. See how condensed? See how much the sentence is reduced to its core? How well it is summarized, okay? It's much shorter sentence than this, but this sentence has everything that this sentence is saying, okay? So according to Arthur and Larson, what happened? The new area give deer with more food, so increased in quantity, and better food, increased in quality. Okay, so I think B is perfect. B is the perfect answer, but let's make sure C and D are clearly wrong. Biologists like Larson believe it is important to find additional open areas with suitable browse for, yeah. This is not mentioned at all. Okay, all right. So clear no. D, according to Larson, huckleberry and maple are example of vegetation that may someday improve the nutrition. No, it's now, at the moment. Okay, so Larson is not saying, with the new feeding ground, the huckleberry and vine maples may become more nutritive in the future. That's what D is saying. Okay, all right, so makes no sense whatsoever. And also, just like A, it also omit one important point. It doesn't talk about quantity of food being increased. So double checking, it's already wrong, but D is clearly wrong once again. Okay, so that's how you solve the sentence simplification question. Okay, so to sum up real quick, yeah, I'll just use my notes here. Okay, strategy number one, you read a sentence, completely understand it in full. So take your time if you need to like really understand every single word and everything in the highlighted sentence. And then first strategy, you divide into how many parts exist in one sentence. Okay, so 2 parts or 3 main parts. Okay, and then quickly rewrite in a note. Try to summarize or try to just write down only the key points in 2 parts or 3 parts you have divided. Okay, so it raise your awareness of understanding. You know, you understand this sentence more sharply. Okay, and then you go to the questions, answer choices, A, B, C, D. And choose the right answer. Okay, easy as this. 1, 2, 3. Divide into number of parts, rewrite, just emphasize and remind yourself only the important points, and then it will become easy. You just go to the answer choices and choose the right answer. Okay, that's how you do it. So another question type done and dusted. Question type 5, sentence simplification is done. So that's it for this episode. And I'll come back with another question type in the reading section of the TOEFL test in my next episode of the TOEFL show. So thank you very much for watching till the end. And I'll see you again in my next episode. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you very soon. Bye.